Well, welcome everyone, and here we are one more time with WeAwake, and it's good to be here with everyone. And today we've gotten through the first three tiers of Profound Meditation Program 3.0, which take us in 9 tracks to very deep, powerful Delta wave entrainment. So we got through that. And so today we're going to start on the first of 3 tracks that are called releasing tracks. And they are in training the brain to alpha and theta. And the idea behind that was that the other stuff was pretty heavy lifting, heavy pushing. And sometimes just unconscious stuff comes up, or it's just pretty heavy on your system to do that kind of work. And that the releasing tracks were trying to actually release some of the unconscious material that might have come up, and just to give just to come out. It's like when you're scuba diving and you go really deep for a long time, you have to come out and spend more time outside of the depths until you can go back again. So releasing tracks were kind of designed for that. I didn't use them for a long time, and then I finally did, and it was like, wow, I was releasing all this stuff. So there, lo and behold, it actually seems to work. So that was years ago. That was like 9 years ago I figured that out. But anyway, these are great tracks. And shall we roll? See you on the other side. Well, welcome back, everyone, and I hope you enjoyed PMP or Profound Meditation 3.0, releasing track number 1, R1, and I did. It was good, and I can't speak long. I have a doctor's appointment coming up, so everybody's great relief out there, I'm sure. But I want to just talk about something that's been up for me. It's been bugging me, and I get criticized for talking about politics and stuff like that. But got to do what you got to do. And coming up in a month or so, we're going to do the second online Vision Quest event, and it was just kind of, somebody said, I think it was a marketer said, "What are you good at?" Well, what do you know a lot about? Well, Vision Quest, right? I did that many years, and I helped support hundreds of people going on these prayer fasts. And of course, because of the pandemic, we can't run around and take people out in the wilderness. That was probably one of the safer places to be. So we dreamed of this thing, or envisioned this thing, to do a Vision Quest online, and we did it, and it was amazing. It wasn't like a traditional Vision Quest, but it was I don't know if I could say equally powerful, but it was very powerful, and it turned into a group experience, because we'd come together and we discussed things, and we had assignments to do on our own, listening to tracks and asking the right questions, etc. But I got kind of an angry email. I get those occasionally, and somebody was complaining about my cultural appropriation of Native American wisdom or culture, and doing a Vision Quest. Really on my case about that. And let me say, I'm progressive in most of my views, and this is kind of how I divide up conservatism and progressivism. Progressives, I feel, they want to fix what's broke, okay, what needs to be changed. And conservatives want to hang on to what's not broke, what's good. And I find myself, very comfortable with both of those ideas. But generally speaking, for the last 30 years, I've been pretty progressive, while having been pretty conservative prior to that. And I think this cultural appropriation thing, if you take it literally, is really dumb. And because if not, that would limit me. I could be, well, Anglo-Saxon Protestant on my mother's side and French Catholic on my dad's. So I'd have to stick basically to that. And I guess I could play in a Zydeco band without ruffling any feathers, because of my father's Cajun side, right? Which would be great. I love Zydeco. But I've been so influenced by so many other cultures. I mean, spiritually, from Buddha, what started out with Christianity, right? But Buddhism and Taoism and Sufism, and big time in the Native American stuff, and a few others I'm probably not mentioning. And so, and early on, I think when we were in grad school studying transpersonal psychology, we were told, well, you kind of got to stick to your tradition. And I was like, there ain't no way in hell or heaven I can do that, because I'm just so attracted to all these other things. So it's been a process of, I guess, appropriating and assimilating. And the same thing, I'm a musician, and with music, and for people to tell me that I can't play the blues anymore, or I can't enjoy or get into or imitate or sing or play Black music. I mean, when our American Black music got over to England, right, in the 60s, the album started reaching the likes of John Lennon and Mick Jagger and Keith Richard and Paul McCartney, and that generation over there, it changed the world. White people playing Black music changed the world. Okay, a tremendous thing. And our guitar god and one of my heroes, Jimi Hendrix, had to go to England because of the racism in the United States to really be discovered. And I think London was kind of floating in LSD at the time, so that helped, I think, Jimmy to be appreciated. But so what does that mean? And right now we're in Louisiana, which is a very red state, if you want to, like that, very conservative. And the town that we're living in is 60% African American. And so what do you do? And well, first of all, in the South, everybody's really polite. Okay. Adults, I call all adults, regardless of race or color, this sir, and women ma'am. Okay, it's just what we do, and what I do here. It's kind of what I grew up with. I don't think I always did that when I was living, in other places, but I adopted it here, and I find it very respectful. And people call me Mr. John. All right, so you'd be Mr. Louis, right, or Mr. Rex, and anyway, it's charming, and people treat each other well. And I have friends. I've started to make friends in the African American community here. And do I treat Black people differently than white people? I think I'm a little nicer to Black folks because I'm a student of history. I'm really aware of slavery. And of course, my music, the blues, came out of that experience. The roots are there of Reconstruction, and then the collapse of Reconstruction and Jim Crow. It took basically 100 years, as Lincoln said, for Black people to start really feeling the benefits of the death of slavery, because they were kept in check with other laws and other institutions that were just about as bad. In some cases, not, just horrible. The lynching and the torture and the terrorizing. Okay. So I just make sure that and I'm really glad that I'm in a mixed community now, because I'm an American, and we come in all shapes and colors and sizes and persuasions and whatever. That if there's any strength of America, that's it. We're a melting pot where the cultures of the world come together. And so what is the antidote to inappropriate, and perhaps there's some truth there, that people using other people's cultures in a way that's not okay. I think the solution is knowledge. Learn as much as you can about the culture that you're surrounded with and influenced by, and treat them with respect. Okay. And that's about as good as we can do, because there's no way in heaven that we are going to stop being influenced by the world cultures now, especially because of the internet and because we can all travel everywhere and people are, moving and immigrating and everything. We're all in this together. It's a big human soup. But what we can do is learn about other people's culture and other people's backgrounds and other people's stuff, and treat everyone with great respect. And that goes back to spiritual practice, right? Namaste, they say in India. I just appropriated that one, okay? And that means I honor the divinity, the sacred within you. And you treat everybody like that, That's a deep spiritual practice. Even somebody that you just can't stand, that your ego doesn't like, and you have all these good reasons to treat them with respect, and realize that they have the spark of divinity in them also. And Atman is Brahman, again, they say, from the Vedic cultures in India, which means that the deepest part of the human self is none other than the creator of all universes. It's all inside of us. And when we connect with that, of course, then we go in the other direction and connect with all people and all things and all life forms and all planets and all galaxies and all stars and all universes. So anyway, that's what I think. And I'm sorry if I offended anybody. I'm sure I do. But I do struggle with this stuff and try to find, the most righteous and compassionate and wise way that I can keep playing the blues without guilt. Okay. And other things too. So anyway, guys, keep practicing becoming the best versions of ourselves. And there are levels of moral development that are well documented, and we should aspire to the highest levels, because at those levels, they've come online latest, and they really deal with solutions in our new, the way the world is now, with all of us showing up, 8 billion of us, and our technology and our old tribal hatreds and problems and issues. And it's like, we really have to get to the best versions of ourselves. So keep practicing as if everything depended on it, because it does. And the only way out is us, because that's where the issues come from, and that's where they can be resolved. So with that, I will cease to speak. And thank you for being here again. Love you guys. And be here next time, God willing, universe willing.